Harry's wife, not filming at home. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. I turn to another article to provide you with insight with regard to the world of narcissism and involving Harry's wife as a prominent example. This time it's Metro, with an article from Kirsten Robertson, which tells us Harry and Harry's wife's original Netflix director quit over creative differences. Prince Harry and Harry's wife initially hired an Oscar-nominated director for their Netflix series, who later reportedly walked out due to creative differences. I've always found, of course, creative differences as a euphemism for a fucking huge row. Now, there are many individuals that work in the field of the arts, literature, poetry, painting, novels, directing films, directing stage plays, and they are narcissists. They're drawn to it because it is an excellent platform for the pursuit of the prime aims, of course, whether knowingly or unwittingly, where they're unaware narcissists. And of course, seen as having a high standard of perfection is actually their very controlling nature. Because if somebody doesn't do something that they want, if somebody doesn't do something which accords with what they need, then that, of course, is a threat to control and will result in them having to do something to assert their control over that individual and nullify the threat to control by, of course, falling out with them, shouting at them, putting them down, belittling them, invalidating them. And of course, it comes as no surprise that often a film set or a stage play or such like may well have a number of narcissists in operation, clashing with one another. The leading actor and the director, for example. A couple of the actors. You have seen reported stories about people who are difficult to work with, arguments about the direction of something, creative differences, so on and so forth, accusations of not getting along with the leading person, that the romantic scenes were very difficult to film, and so on and so forth. Well, here, royal insiders claim that the couple clashed with Garrett Bradley over the direction of the show. The accomplished director had previously headed up a critically acclaimed Netflix series which followed tennis prodigy Naomi Osaka. But working on Harry and Harry's wife upcoming docuseries led to disagreements, it has been claimed. A TV insider told the New York Post, Garrett wanted Harry and Harry's wife to film at home, and they were not comfortable doing that. There were a few sticky moments between them, and Garrett left the project. Now, of course, you may well think, well, why should you film at home? It's a private place. But remember, Harry's wife has filmed at home. She did so for the 40 by 40 announcement, with Harry juggling his balls outside of the window. There's been shots from in the garden. And she, of course, when it's her decision, sees no barrier, no boundary. There is no actual privacy when it comes to the narcissist, when the narcissist deems it appropriate. So where she deems that it is something that should be done, it's access all areas. Witness other narcissists in their reality TV shows where they quite literally let it all hang out. Everything's seen. Of course, it's staged, of course, it's edited and so forth, but that's all done as part of a portrayal that is put forward to assert control over the audience, draw fuel from their reactions, and of course the residual benefits, certain times facade management, in other ways, of course, about drawing money as that residual benefit by getting people involved. But it often reflects how it is, the tempestuous nature, for instance, of the Kardashians and their relationships that we have seen. Or at least I somehow know about through osmosis, having never watched any of their television, but one can't escape their presence across social media and the mainstream media generally to pick up a little about what they are about. Therefore, with Harry's wife, if it served her purposes, of course, she would allow filming at home, but her narcissism kiboshed it. Why? Quite simply, it recognised a risk that her facade would be damaged. You see, if they're filmed going out and about and meeting people, her facade is in full control. She's there with the rictus grin and the hello and the hug with somebody placed in the crowd. She behaves herself to a large extent. We have seen occasional fracturing of the facade, see parts pass him, but largely that facade stays in place. Whereas at home, there is the potential, of course, that in essence the narcissism forgets about the facade because it's, for instance, just her and Harry, and she only operates a veneer with him, not a facade. Because he's in a sustained devaluation, that would mean that the dirty laundry may well be aired. And her narcissism recognised that as a potential risk when this was suggested, and therefore it was processed as a threat to control, resulting in her resisting. And of course Harry goes along with what she wants as she yanks the chain, and therefore they both disagree with the director, and they put it down, of course, to creative differences. But because we know that there is a narcissist, at least one, in this mix, the suggestion of filming at home is a threat to control, which results in her narcissism rejecting it and resulting in the various disagreements that are referred to. The article continues, Harry and Harry's wife's own production company captured as much footage as they could before Liz Garbus was hired. The couple's upcoming documentary, as well as Prince Harry's memoir, has led to questions over potential backlash to hit the royal family. They are expected to talk extensively about the Prince and Princess of Wales, King Charles and Queen Camilla in their Netflix show. Netflix had postponed the series until next year following backlash to The Crown Season 5. It was thought we may see the anticipated documentary before the year was out, but it has been delayed until early 2023, which of course is contradictory what has been stated by Hello, suggesting that it will appear on December the 8th. It was previously reported that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex had requested so many edits there had been fears it could be shelved indefinitely. And again, that's the assertion of control by saying, although you're the ones that are the directors and the editors and of this, ultimately I get to say what goes in. That, of course, is that manifestation of the need for control. Her narcissism needs her to be portrayed in a particular way. And therefore anything that doesn't fit with her truth gets to be cut out, or at least that's the attempt. The article continues, a lot in the show contradicted what Harry had written, so that was an issue, and this demonstrates, of course, that Harry is most likely telling the truth when he writes things, although it's not guaranteed because he will tell lies, but largely he's more likely to be telling the truth than her, and then her narcissism invents matters, shifts them, uses half-truths, and therefore the contradiction can be seen between the two. At least somebody amongst their staff had the foresight to cross-reference the material. Then Harry and Harry's wife made significant requests to filmmakers to walk back content they themselves had provided for their own project, which again shows the ridiculous and hypocritical nature of Harry's wife. The Sussexes were followed for more than a year by camera crews for the project. They were filmed during visits to New York and the Netherlands for the Invictus Games as part of the production. Netflix, the Sussexes and Garrett Bradley have been contacted for comment. So Metro demonstrating further aspects, if the information is accurate, about Harry's wife's need for control and the assertion of that control over the previous director. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.